Good evening, Michael Dutilli, D-U-T-I.
Sorry about that.
No problem. So I have a few questions, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
First, the traffic. At the last meeting, the traffic consultant for Invenergy stated that she did not believe that there would be much of an issue at the High Street and Church Street intersection due to there wouldn't be many tractor-trailer type vehicles that would be building the power plant. Could she expand on that? Because I don't think you can build a power plant with just box trucks. Not to mention the 2 million gallons of fuel oil that will be delivered. Those are going to be in tanker trucks. And being a CDL Class A driver, taking a right-hand turn is much more difficult than affecting a left-hand turn. So if she could expand on that.
Sure.
Fine, I'll have Maureen just go back and answer that.
Sure.
So when the power plant is up and operating, we had estimated, excuse me, the trucks that would go through that intersection. And those were added to the existing traffic volumes. Sorry. So I'm trying to find the exact number of the trucks to tell you.
I think the question was on the construction phase and not
Correct.
necessarily.
Of the construction phase. Yeah.
Can we give her a moment to find her specific notes and maybe address some other issues?
Okay.
Stop the clock on him now.
No, he's going to keep going.
The fuel oil that will be burned in the winter months, is that both turbines or only one that will be operated at a time?
This is Mike Feinblad.
Mike, I didn't get it. Mike, fine.
F-E-I-N-B-L-A-T-T. The air permit will give the facility permission to fire both units not oil at the same time.
Both units with oil?
Yes.
According to the application from Invenergy on page 18, it states that in the winter, assuming the evaporative cooler is running during the infrequent periods when the facility is requested to fire one of the gas turbines in oil, the daily water demand for this facility will increase to approximately 925,000 gallons per day. That's per turbine. So you need 1.8 million approximately per day if both turbines were firing in oil.
It's not a multiplication of two. There would be more water, but it wouldn't be exactly that number.
But it would be more than the 925,000 gallons per day.
But they have on-site tankage of water. They'll have on-site tankage of water to make up that difference.
You said they'll have on-site tankage of water.
Which is stated will be 1 million gallons of demineralized water, which under normal operation is 10 days. But in the winter months, if you're using 925,000 per day, that's just about a day's worth of water.
Yes, yes.
What did you say now?
Maureen can answer the traffic question.
Sure.
So the heaviest construction phase is referred to as the underground construction phase, during which we included earthwork trucks, mobility, deliveries, aggregates, rebar, all those types of deliveries. That came to approximately 70 trucks per day would be coming, and that's a maximum of 18 in the peak hour, which relates to about one truck every 3 minutes.
Type of vehicle?
Type of vehicle?
A large amount of those are regular sized delivery trucks, and then a few are larger trucks.
So all earth moving equipment will not be delivered on tractor trailer type units?
There's a whole separate plan for oversized equipment that will come to the plant, and that's a very rare occasion. That's not a routine thing coming every day.
Okay. That still didn't answer my question. The normal backhoe, you cannot just throw in the back of a box truck and, take a right.
I can let her answer that, but I think she said there was a combination of vehicles that came during that time frame.
Okay. Next question I have is about the ammonia storage. The ARP states that only 10,000 gallons at a 20% concentration. This plant will be using 40,000 gallons at 19%. So that's 4 times the quantity at only 1% less. Even though an RMP is not needed because of that 1%, can that be something that is required due to the
Volume.
huge increase in volume on site?
I would have to rely on our experts for that. It's not something that I can answer. But certainly would be a question that we would pose to them.
But you can ask for it, right?
That would be a question that we would pose to them.
But you can ask for it.
In other words, I will ask them.
No, you can require it.
I will ask the question, and then if they feel that that's what should be done, then they'll tell you that, and we'll put it on our report and say, we would like to see this.
You could say that it should be done
If you
too.
could finish up, sir.
Yes, only one other question I have is, I read the entire Rhode Island Department of Health document, and under the ammonia releases, that they use the ALOHA, which is area locations of hazard atmospheres, of if there was a release of the full amount into, the atmosphere, the containment, with all safety measures in effect, it would only be 121 yards. It further states that nothing was provided. They did not have sufficient information available to reproduce it. So they didn't have the totals that were given, they could not be reproduced by the Department of Health. It appears that it may have been run.
They haven't had a spill that big.
Well, there could be.
Well, no, I know that, I'm saying.
It appears that the model may have been run assuming that the passive evaporation controls were fully functional, reducing the exposed surface area by 90%. So if that is the case, the Department of Health recommends that the model also be run without the assumption, and that the emergency planning consider the results of the more conservative model run, including the potential for off-site consequences. And according to the MSDS sheet of 19% aqueous ammonia, a large spill, first isolate 100 feet in all directions, and then protect persons downwind of 0.1 miles during the day, 0.4 miles by day and 1.4 miles at night. Is there information on how far Wallen Lake in Zambrano is as the crow flies from the proposed facility?
I'm sure it's easy enough to find out. We can do that.
2 miles.
2 miles.
2 miles.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, certainly all considerations. Thank you very much.